Jr.
Now, I will say, the journey, and it was a journey, to get to the press box is one of the toughest journeys I've been on.
And Chris Ello.
If he hits 2 home runs every game, including well, it's going to be one of those days, huh?
It's time to get you up to speed on all things sports.
Yes!
With plenty of nonsense in between.
Oh, look! Here comes our fearless producer!
Gwynn and Chris starts right now on 97.3 The Fan.
And welcome to it, San Diego, and it's finally a Friday. Gwynn and Chris on San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan, and Chris Ello. Mr. Skraby, together in the Odyssey Palace studios. Tony Gwynn Jr. and the Padres getting an early start on the playoffs by visiting Chicago, where they almost, without question, will be a week from now or so for the playoffs against the Cubs. But tonight they're taking on the White Sox, first of 3. And Tony Gwynn Jr., how are we? How is the trip from New York City? And also, are you going to talk to Will Venable about seeing what he can do to have his team step aside this weekend?
I will be speaking to Will Venable, not talking to him about his team laying down.
No, not going to work.
No, I don't think he operates on
I don't think he would do that either. No, unfortunately.
No, I think the flight was shorter than I think in my head I made it, so that was a bonus. Got in, got a chance to get some food and call it a night. Decent at a decent hour, and then now we hopefully prepare to put belt to behind on Mr. Martin today for the White Sox.
Tony, are we in danger? So we're not in danger of you falling asleep during the game tonight, right?
Oh, that's funny. Been waiting on that one for 5 days.
That was a good little clip. That was a good little clip you put together there, buddy. That was real funny. I must say.
People have been loving this all week long.
I must say, I got a lot of comments, including one from first base coach of the White Sox, Jason Bourgeois. He clipped it and he thought it was pretty funny too. So, yeah, I give you some props on that. Not my best moment, but nonetheless, we were able to kind of make some fun of it. It was good.
Yes, it was a classic moment. If you guys didn't happen to miss it, we were doing the show from while Tony was in New York, and he was after they'd flown all night. So I want to make that caveat.
Yeah, got in at 4 a.m., headed the pillow 4 a.m.
They had flown all night, and we went to a commercial break during the show. Tony laid his head down on the bed for, he thought, a minute and a half, and woke up 40 minutes later, only after we were like desperately searching for him, sending out, we almost sent Dave emails, and we nearly sent Dave Marcus down to try to find out what had happened. But anyway, that's what happened. If you missed
my
it,
best moment, but I'm just, everybody has woken up late for something and had that kind of like,
a great moment. Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Fortunately, I didn't have to get in the car and drive anywhere. I just had to like get up and get to the seat. So I didn't really have time for it to like that anxiety to settle all the way in because it was just a quick couple steps. But
gotcha.
Not great.
I think we've all been there, and we all hope that we'll never be there again. We are all together though today. We have Ryan O'Hearn, our Friday interview. He's there, of course, with the Padres in Chicago, getting ready to take on the White Sox, and he's in the lineup tonight. And as you will hear in the interview, he's well aware of the fact that he's been slumping. So he is determined. He told us, among other things, and we didn't just talk about that, but he is determined to make these last 9 games.
We actually didn't talk about it at all.
Right, he brought it up.
He was the one that brought it up.
You know what? That's a good call, Tony. He did. He kept bringing it up, and so he definitely wants to get out of this slump before the playoffs start. And I think we all would second that notion. Let's go back to the last 2 games in New York, Tony, because it's at least a murmur around town. It was the lead of the story today, and I think it's kind of on everybody's mind. But let's go back to the game on the second game of the series, which was Wednesday night, right? Yeah. Nick Pivetta has a lead. He's in the 5th inning. He's got 2 outs. He's been your ace pitcher, the best all year. All-star, or not an all-star, he should have been. Cy Young candidate. Mike Schilt sees the opportunity to get his great bullpen into the game, takes Pivetta out. I know the competitor Pivetta is. You know the competitor he is, Tony. You know he did not want to come out there. Padres go on and win that ball game, though. Bullpen did a tremendous job. Yesterday, Randy Vasquez gets in a little trouble in the 3rd inning. A couple of guys get on base. We see a shot of Wandy Peralta throwing already in the bullpen. The game was still tied at 1. And then after Soto got an RBI ground out and a walk, that was it for Randy Vasquez. 2 1/3 innings, 48 pitches. Even he said after the game, not in a mean way, but he did say, I fully expected to go a lot longer than that. I was quite surprised. So, Tony, I ask you, what in the name of Kevin Cash taking Blake Snell out in the World Series is going on here? Mike Schilt says it all makes perfect sense. This has not happened, though, like this all year.
The question is, should he is not taking those guys? Is he pulling the trigger too early? Is that the question?
Well, yeah, you're right. I didn't leave you a question. I left you kind of down a path. I don't know that I'm second guessing his decision at the moment to make a change, but I think I am wondering why the change all of a sudden in philosophy. 3rd inning for your starting pitcher in a 2-1 game seems really, really early to pull the trigger, unless, of course, it is a playoff game, and that isn't a playoff game. So I'm just curious. I mean, are we seeing something different here? And if so, why are we seeing it?
I don't think we're seeing anything different. I think if he let Vasquez stay in the game and Vasquez gives up those runs, we're sitting here talking about why he didn't go to the bullpen and why he left Vasquez in. I mean, I honestly don't think these it wasn't as though Vasquez was like mowing guys down. He got some early contact early in that game, but then they started to kind of line him up a little bit. And I think, there is an element that, the Dodgers, although it seems like it's a foregone conclusion, you're still trying to win those games in the best way possible. Now, does leaving Vasquez in that game, and it's all next day kind of questioning, right? I mean, if Peralta gets those outs, are we having this conversation? He didn't. If Vasquez stays in and gives up the homers, are we having the same conversation? I don't know. I think at the end of the day, those were the decisions that were made, and that's what we have to go on. It's certainly going to be exactly like that come playoff time.
Oh, there's no question. So, I mean, nobody's going to question it at that point.
What is the point? What is the difference then?
All right, here's my thing. It's impossible for me to convince anybody that I was alarmed is way too strong of a word, but I was certainly wondering when he came out there in the 3rd inning yesterday, and that was before the home run happened. So I was not into this move, and the reason I was not is because the night before you'd used all 4 of your high leverage relievers to win that ball game, and now you were leaving 17 outs on the table to try your bullpen to get after it had been used the night before, and there's no day off before the game today. So I thought, man, we're really, to me, asking a lot of this bullpen by making this move. Now, when Peralta gives up the home run, it seems like we're just piling on. I don't mean to sound that way. I just haven't seen Mike Schilt manage like this all year. He's taken Vasquez out in the 5th inning. Okay. 3rd inning, 2-1. I was really surprised. I'm just saying I was surprised. It had nothing to do with the fact that the home run got hit, although that's what it looks like now. I think I'm not second guessing. I'm wondering why the change in philosophy with 9 games to go in the season.
Because there's 9 games to go.
Okay.
This isn't you don't have 100 and we've talked about how you have to manage a bullpen through the course of a season. Maybe we crossed the barrier now where you're no longer necessarily have to worry about what's ahead of you. You know, you got the 9 games that are remaining. And, you know, quite frankly, Vasquez was wobbly at that point. And whether you go get him then or you go get him later, you know, that was a decision that Mike Schilt Mike Schilt made on that particular day.
No, that's what he did. And, you know, it didn't work out, but I'm not mad that it didn't work out. I just want that to try to be clear. I don't think Monday morning quarterbacking is the way to go. And to look at something and say, well, that worked, so Mike Schilt is a genius, or that didn't work, so he's not a genius. I just thought it was interesting. But maybe we'll see that the rest of the way. We have 9 games left. The Dodgers are 3 games clear. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to catch them, but you sweep the White Sox and, you know, who knows? The Giants do a little damage up in L.A. this weekend. It could get back close again by the time the Padres return home. All of it in a lot of ways, though, is a moot point, Tony, frankly. They got 1 run on a sacrifice fly that they really probably shouldn't even have got, other than Fernando just being incredibly fast and daring on the bases to even try. But they get 1 run against a rookie pitcher that had been bombarded in each of his first 3 big league starts. I understand it can happen. I know it's baseball, but that's not a great sign. When the Padre offense gets 1 run, it doesn't really matter how Mike Schilt handles the pitching staff. Fair to say?
Without a doubt. Offense has to be better, period. Like,
yeah,
you know, I've said this now, I feel like multiple times, but regardless of whether there's a guy who's deceptive or is an ace on the mound, the object is to figure it out somehow, some way, and score more runs, however that is. I don't think the at-bats yesterday were as good as the at-bats the day before, you know, where you saw a lot more, you know, long ABs and guys grinding it and winning on those type of at-bats. Even adding on late in that ball game to give a little bit more space. They just have been inconsistent with their approaches oftentimes, especially, you know, when they're chasing. You know, they tend to, especially when it gets big like that, it's almost like they start pressing on the gas more. But either way, regardless of who it is, today it's this kid. What's his name?
Martin.
Davis Martin.
Yeah, right. Another one. Yeah,
He's
got a little more
names.
Experience than the last guy, but not much
or
more.
2 last names. You could be 2 first names or 2 last names. In this one.
I love how you kind of figured that out as you were talking. You're like, wait a minute, that's a last name and a first. That's both. Wait a minute. Hey.
But either way, you know, I don't know much about this kid. I know he's 6-10 with a 4.01. Belt needs to be put to behind today from the offensive sound point. That's what I was getting at. I mean, the starting pitching has to be good, no doubt, but the offense is the thing that you got to kick in gear, I think, here in the next couple of games.
Yeah.
You already know when you play that first series at home against Milwaukee, you should expect to play, you know, low run games. That's what it was in Milwaukee. I think it was like 1-0, 2-1. None of those games were decided by much, but you know, I think they should take advantage of some of these young cats they're about to face. They've been good against young pitching outside of yesterday all year long. They need to come out and put the wood on these cats.
I like how Tony goes,
put the wood on these cats. You know, if I said put the wood on these cats, it would be about the nerdiest comment ever made. But when Tony says it, it makes perfect sense to me.
The other day, Chris and I were like, man, we wish we could say it like Tony. Like, let's get this popping.
Yeah, he said, let's get the show popping. Like, oh, man.
I'd be like,
can't say that.
Let's get the show popping.
You got it. You got it.
All right, let's get the show popping, guys.
There you go.
All right, quiet, nerd.
ING.
All right, Ryan O'Hearn's coming up. It's a short get-together, 90 minutes. Tony's got to go down and see if he can't convince Will Venable to take it easy on things. So we will catch up with you on Monday and hear from him on the Ryan O'Hearn interview as well. But good luck this weekend, and we'll see you back for the final homestand on Monday, sir. We are that close to it all being over, but we are still going here on Gwynn and Chris. Happy Friday.
I believe that in order to get to the postseason, you have to normalize excellence in what you do in preparation. And, if you get to a certain point in the season or you get to a playoffs and you feel like you've got to do something more, you probably hadn't done what you were supposed to do in order to have gotten there. And the body of work for the everyday being important and the most important game of the year that particular day mindset, really does lend you to not only getting there, but when you do get there, normalizing. Now, that being said, clearly, the games are a little different in a sense of, it's, you got to go. You got to figure out a way to shake hands and move on and win series. And, that's one of the reasons I consistently talk about the importance of winning series and getting better as the series goes and recognizing what's taking place and giving yourself the best chance to win a series, because that's what it's going to take to advance to get to the playoffs, advance in the playoffs, and win a World Series. So, but the way you operate during some of the playoff games and this time of year can be a little different in the sense of how you navigate, because there's real urgency to each game.
And maybe that explains Mike Schilt's urgency to get Vasquez out of the game yesterday, to get Pivetta out of the game the day before. We'll see what happens tonight with Dylan Cease as he returns to Chicago.
He's not going to take him out early. He just doesn't. I mean, this Dylan Cease can give up 8 runs and he'll still throw him out there for 100 pitches.
Well, I don't think he's taken Pivetta out, 1 out away from a win all year until the other night.
That is rough.
Okay, so I'm just saying I think things may be different. Cease needs to pitch well because they need to win in this game. They got to get a couple of wins. They got to sweep this series. They got to do something positive. I will warn everybody that the Padres have been terrible this year against what, Skrabe? American League teams.
I was just about to say,
can't beat anybody. They're 18-27 against the American League this year, and that's a .400 winning percentage. That puts you in about the territory that the White Sox are in, .400 winning percentage. So I don't know how you understand that, but it just is what it is. They've had a lot of trouble against these American League teams. This is the last one they face. And when it comes down to, we talk about pitching changes, talk about use of the bullpen, talk about the batting order, who's in, who's out. By the way, the order, Skraby will give it in a little bit, but it's the same as it was yesterday in New York. And we'll give it to you shortly. But it doesn't really matter who's in there, who's not. The Padres got to score 4 runs. They have to score 4 runs. That's it. 82 times this year, they've scored 4 runs. 82. That's a little more than half. They've won 62 of those games, 75.6%. Under 4 runs, which is 3 or 2 or 1 or 0. Oh, you're welcome. 3 or fewer, 71 times. They've only won 21 of those. A winning percentage of 29.6. You got to find a way to get the 4 runs. I don't care if you bunt every at bat to get some guys on so Manny can hit a grand slam. That's 4 runs. They got to find a way to do that. And that's why yesterday it's kind of fun, or, it's letting off some steam maybe to talk about Schilt and what he did with the pitching. But it really didn't matter. They did nothing on offense. The Lawrence Welk 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th inning, a 1, a 2, a 3.
Matt on the chat says bunt every at bat.
Well, except for Manny.
We already do that.
You know what's funny, Matt, is that people around here don't like the fact that the Padres have the bunt culture. People have pointed out the fact that it's ridiculous that the Padres have laid down twice as many bunts as any other team in baseball this year. My uncle, who lives in New York City, sent me an article today that is in the Wall Street Journal that is all about the fact that the Padres are crazy bunting more than any team in baseball. And I mean, it's this whole thing now. So I don't know. You like the bunt when it works. You hate it when it doesn't work. Just like everything else, frankly.
I just, I'm just tired of some fans because I got messages last night saying that, we need to realize that this team is done.
Yeah.
And we are looking stupid and foolish because we're trying to sell
we're keeping
false
hope alive,
which is true. If you are a doomer out there, be a doomer.
Yeah.
Just don't bring it to me. I don't want it. I don't go to your DMs and be like, I love this team. This team's great. Which would be much nicer than the doomers.
Do me a favor if you are a doomer. When the playoffs start
Stop
on
watching.
Tuesday, September 30th, go to a movie.
Yeah.
Because you've given up.
Yes.
You feel that they have no chance. I can't guarantee anything. They could easily lose the first 2 games and the Cubs could move on.
And then the doomers will be like, well, I was right the whole time. But then they win the 2 games. Well, finally, they're playing well.
No, when they win the 2 games, the doomers they won't know because they'll have been at the movies.
I don't want you, doomer.
And that's a joke because they won't be. They'll actually be watching the games, rooting the team on, and hoping that they find a way to win. So stop dooming on that. It doesn't look good after you lose. After you win, you say, hey, there's a little something. There's some fight in this team. There's some scrap. There's some clawing. I like it. And that's just the way baseball is. They, despite everything we can say, Skraby, and we, can say a lot right now, how they have not beaten good teams on the road, how they, struggle to be consistent on offense, how, I think they've won 2 series this year, right, against winning teams on the road. And that's where they're going to finish, by the way, at 2, because they don't play any more winning teams on the road until they go to Chicago for the playoff. But you can say it all. But when you look at the ESPN standings in the online right here, percentage that they will make the playoffs right now, 99.9.
There's still that 0.1.
I know there is, but I mean, is there anybody who would have turned that down in March or April when we weren't sure this team was even going to be a playoff team?
Yeah.
Would you have said, if I said with 10 games to go, there'd be 99% chance to get in, you would have said, okay, I'll sign up.
Yeah.
If I would have said they're only 3 games back of the Dodgers, would you have taken that? Pretty sure you would have.
And to the people who say, and I know that people tell me not to let the doomers get to me, but I'm what do they call empath. I feel
okay, and
I the energy like leeches onto me, and then I get angry about the Padres. But it's not. This team has not folded. Number one, this team has not.
Yeah, but Skraby, they're going to be pitching Michael King and Yu Darvish in the playoffs. They can't win. That's wrong, too, because those guys can win. We've seen Darvish win in the playoffs. We've seen King win in the playoffs. They're not pitching great. I think for King, he's still ramping back up.
Yeah, probably.
Darvish has been inconsistent. But I will still cast my lot on that guy in a playoff game. And if they get into trouble, we do still have the best bullpen in baseball, and I'm not even going to argue with people who keep DMing me and telling me, where are you coming up with that? Why am I wasting my time to tell you that they're first in every single category? So how are they not the best bullpen in baseball?
Oh, the imploded was the word, Tyler. I guess I just checked the chat, and there are some doomers going on in the chat right now saying that the team imploded. How does a team...
Where did they implode?
How did they implode when they're still set to make the playoffs? That is not an implosion to me.
Where did they implode?
If they imploded, they would be like the Orioles, who have been out of it since the trade deadline.
I don't know. Did they blow a 12-game lead or something? Where was the implosion?
I don't know.
They've been in second place chasing the Dodgers all year. And now, granted, they had a real shot to overtake them, and they blew that shot. But blowing that shot and implosion.
I also wish doomers would comment with their real names instead of hiding behind their stupid little accounts that they do.
All right, now you
because I get all these messages
angry.
And it's from some guy like Duck Sweat. It's like, what? Duck Sweat? Like, come at me with your real name, bro. It's been a tough 24 hours.
By the way, don't just come at Skraby with your real name. Come at Skraby with your name and your address, because he'd like to come over and kick your butt as well.
No, I
Oh,
don't
you don't
fight,
wanna do it.
Chris.
You're
I'm
not gonna
a
do that.
lover, not a fighter.
Oh, sure you are.
I've never been in a fight in my life.
Ryan O'Hearn is in a little bit of a fight at the moment.
He's also an empath, it seems like.
He's been struggling. I mean, the month of September has not been kind to Ryan. No RBIs, only one extra base hit. He's in the lineup again tonight, and he's our Friar Friday guest. Despite his recent slump, I am pretty sure you will enjoy meeting this guy. He's a terrific guy, a great addition to this ball club, and I think we're all going to feel that way after he gets hot here down the stretch and hopefully carries it into the playoffs. That's next when Gwynn and Chris continues. Tony and I visiting with Ryan O'Hearn for our Friday interview. That's coming up shortly. Skraby, guess what I began today with? Hey, you're not going to guess.
You were crying because the Dolphins lost.
Yeah, well, I was going to save that for the second hour. No, wasn't crying. I began the day with some bee sting serum in my arm.
Wait, what? You got stung by a bee is what you're trying to say.
That's what I'm trying to say, yeah. I was doing my swim, my early morning swim this morning, and our pool, I will say, I don't know if this happens to everybody else's swimming pool out there, but our swimming pool.
Is this a community pool? Or?
It's a community pool, yeah, where we live. But that pool, bees land in that pool all the time.
Well, they're thirsty.
I guess, but then they can't get out.
Well, yeah,
but they stay alive for a while.
They do the thing where they're flopping around in the water.
And you know what I do before I swim? I walk around and I gently lift them and throw them out of the pool so that they can live. I save the bees.
You throw them though?
Well, you get some cup of water underneath and kind of lift it up, and then they fly up and they land on the side, and they're okay.
Very nice.
Yeah, I save bees. But
you know what I did the other day? Before you get back to your story. There was a June bug that was stuck on its back.
You turned him
over?
And
I took a stick and I turned him over. And I said, go on with your day, June bug.
You did a nice thing.
All right.
I saved the bees, but apparently this one bee did not get the memo because as I was swimming today, just the biggest pain in my arm.
Ooh.
On a follow-through on a stroke. And I'm like, oh, man, ow! And then I looked and there was a bee stinger in my arm, so just caught it on the swim. I'm fine. I'm not, luckily, not allergic or anything to it. But
I was gonna say
that's how my day began. So
that's not a good sign.
Yeah, I think it's picked up a little bit from there. So I'm happy about that.
I haven't been stung by a bee in a very
long
time.
It's the first time in ages that I've had that happen.
And it hurts.
Doesn't feel great.
No,
doesn't feel great. Not like a top 10 feeling.
No,
just not there.
I was an idiot kid, and we had a bunch of bees in our.
So you just picked them up or something, and then you're surprised.
How did you know? I used to put my hand out and I would move the bees to the other bush.
Yeah, well, you deserve.
I was like 6 years old, and I got stung one time, and I was very upset.
Where were your parents when this?
Not realizing that I was playing with bees outside.
Evidently not. All right, so let's get the lineup before we get to our Ryan O'Hearn. It's the same as yesterday, but remind everybody what that was.
Fernando Tatis Jr. batting first, playing right field. Luis Ariz batting second, playing second. Manny Machado batting third, playing third. Jackson Merrill cleaning up in the center field spot. Laureano in the fifth spot, playing left field. Gavin Sheets DHing in the sixth spot. Ryan O'Hearn, seventh spot, first base. Cronenworth, shortstop, eighth spot. And then Fermin in the ninth spot for Dylan Cease. Now, Dylan Cease has an 8-11 record this year, Chris.
He's got one win on the road now. He's
going to be, if he wins tonight, he's going to be one win away from your prediction of him getting to 10.
Oh, was that my wild?
Yes. Yeah, because I think he had like 4 when we did that.
Had 3 or 4. I'd love to see him pitch a couple of lights out games. I don't believe he's going to start a playoff game unless they think it's in the second round and they got to have him for game 4. But if he can pitch well between now and then, it would sure make me feel, and you, a whole lot better.
Oh, yeah.
When they do have to use him in the playoffs. I think you can pretty much shut down the idea of ever using Randy Vasquez in a playoff game. Despite the fact Mike Schultz said that he trusts him, I really don't believe he does. And
it doesn't seem like it.
No. So
out of 26 appearances, Randy Vasquez has thrown 90 or less pitches 21 times. That doesn't show much.
Well, 2 1/3 innings was kind of the end of, me thinking that they believe in Randy Vasquez. So we'll see where that goes. But tonight you got the Shy Sox, and they're terrible. And
don't say that. They've been playing good.
They have?
I mean, they have been testing teams. They have been winning games. They're a much improved from last year White Sox team.
You know what's funny is you make statements having no idea what you're talking about.
I've been watching them over the weeks.
Really? Have you been watching them lately? They come into tonight's game with a 6-game losing streak.
Okay, that doesn't mean anything to me.
It doesn't?
No.
They're playing. You just said they're playing great.
For the White Sox standards, they're playing great.
Well, losing 6 in a row?
Yeah, that scares me.
They're playing great.
The Mets were losing 8 in a row, and look what happened. They won the series.
Gotcha.
I cannot look past this team. I cannot.
Actually, you can, because it's really not going to matter one way or the other.
No, I'm not going to rest until this series is over.
All right. That'll means no sleep for you this weekend.
I guess not.
And we'll see you Monday when the Brewers come to town. Ryan O'Hearn, he doesn't sound like he's going to rest until he gets out of this slump that's been plaguing him in September.
That is true.
And as Tony pointed out, we interviewed him just before the show, and we didn't bring up his slump.
No.
He did.
Yes.
So here's what he said about it, and here's what else he had to say, which was kind of some fun stuff, talking about his inclusion to the Padres for the second half of the season and how good it has been. Friday interview, and today we're very fortunate and happy to be joined by Padres first baseman Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan, heading into the final 9 days of the season, give me your take on where the Padres are as a ball club, mentally, physically. Are you guys playing a little bit ahead for the playoffs? Can you focus on the job at hand? Tell me where everything is right about now.
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot. I mean, I think it's, you said it, there's 9 games left. Playoffs are lingering. We haven't clinched the playoff spot yet, but we're getting close. So I think it's just a little bit of, taking it one day at a time and focusing on winning the game each and every day. And then, and that excitement, in the back of our minds, getting ready to play some October baseball. So I think we're in a good spot. Clubhouse vibes are great. As they have been since I've gotten here, and I'm just enjoying it and ready to rock and roll here. Hopefully, get hot in the next few days and carry us into the playoffs.
Ryan, I want to talk a little bit about your year as a whole. I mean, you came in to this year as an Oriole. You guys had big expectations. That kind of went sideways pretty quick, but you continued to have one of your best seasons of your career. What has gone right for you this year? What change that you may have made at the plate that has revealed so much good success for you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there was a change really from last year. Just kind of continuing the work that I had learned about last year and take the success I had last year into this year. And like you said, it was a rough start as a team. We didn't do what we wanted to do in Baltimore. But, I felt good about my bats and wanted to try and push it and try to make it by the trade deadline, be in the conversation to get, in the playoffs. And then obviously that didn't happen. So, great opportunity to come to San Diego. Beautiful place, awesome people. What a really good team. And, I've enjoyed it. And obviously haven't played as well in San Diego. And I know that, but I've been working my tail off trying to get back to what I know I'm capable of. And the last few days especially, I haven't played well. I haven't contributed, and that weighs on me. But just kind of getting lost in the work. Came out, did early hitting today. I feel like I have a good swing thought and a good process going in today. So 9 games left, plenty of time to get hot, and hopefully contribute to the playoffs when it really matters.
I was going to say, I mean, the great thing about any slump is that it's got to be followed by a hot streak. That's the only way out of it. So, with that hot streak, hopefully is right around the corner. And I know you're very more than capable. It's been an all-star season for you, Ryan. You got your first all-star berth. I'm sure you're proud of that. Talk a little bit about what that meant to you, what that experience was like. And then right after that, to have your I don't think we get it as fans totally, but to have your life turned upside down and be traded from one coast to another, talk a little bit about trying to navigate that as well.
Right. Well, I mean, making the all-star team was a dream come true. And there's a long period in this game where I didn't think that was going to happen. So, for that to happen this year is it's an incredible blessing. I'm definitely proud of it. What an amazing experience playing with, being in the locker room with the best players in the world, be able to call yourself an all-star, start the all-star game, all those things. That was amazing. And then, like I said, their trade deadline happens, you're getting traded, which is a whirlwind. You don't know where you're going to go, kind of situation you're going to end up in. And it can be hard going from, new scouting reports, new hitting coaches, new everything, trying to, assimilate and join a new team that's been grinding together all year long in August. And, it can be tough. But I will say, the team was more than welcoming. Everybody's been great. Coaches have been great. Everybody's been awesome. And, I'm very grateful to have ended up here in San Diego with such a good team, so many good people, and, an opportunity to do something cool here at the end of this year.
How important is the vibe in the locker room? Because we hear that a lot about this particular locker room. I know you're coming from Baltimore, where it certainly seemed like when everything was going right, you guys had a terrific locker room, had a lot of fun with one another. How important is that, especially when you are trying to assimilate to a new team? I know having Ramon, by your side doing that along with you made it a little bit easier, but just talk about the importance of having kind of a good feel in that locker room when you walk in every day.
Oh, I think that is one of the most important things. You can have good players on paper, you can have the numbers, you can have all that, but a team that gels together, that enjoys being around each other, that has fun together, those are the teams that win and do something special in the postseason. And I think there's no doubt that this team has that. That was apparent from day one when I got here, how close-knit everybody was. There's dinners on the road, guys like to hang out, talk trash, it was apparent that it was a very close-knit clubhouse, which was really fun for me to be a part of, and definitely coming over and, you watch guys like Manny Machado, Bogarts, Darvish, these superstars for so many years. And then, you come over and you get to be in the same clubhouse with them and get to know them as people. And it's been really fun for me. And there's no doubt this clubhouse is tight. These guys love each other. And I think that's, what makes it really fun, winning together with a group of guys that enjoys each other and wants to have fun and, win, do something special. And I think the clubhouse vibe is something that maybe fans from the outside don't, the vibe in the clubhouse, they can't see. I mean, they can maybe see a little bit of it on social media, but that is such an underrated, important part of a winning baseball team. Because you got to love who you show up to work with, because you're together for, every day. And through good times, through bad times, through slumps, through, whatever. And, if you can have a group of guys that, regardless of how they're performing at a certain time, they're the same guy in the clubhouse. They, the relationships are strong. The fun stuff that teams do together as a unit, I think that's what keeps teams moving in the right direction. And, there's no doubt the Padres have that.
Ryan O'Hearn with us, native Floridian, went to school at Sam Houston State, and then back to the East Coast, now out to San Diego. Have you had any time to experience San Diego? And, what kinds of things have you been able to do? What have you found you enjoy out in Southern California? Or has it been just all work and no play?
Well, I mean, we've had one off day at home. It was like right when I got here. We went and my wife and I went to the Cove in La Jolla. We live in La Jolla. We're staying in La Jolla, so we went to the Cove and saw the seals and had some dinner out there, and that was a great day. And then our only other off day at home is coming up, and I think we're going to go maybe to the zoo.
I can tell you in advance, the zoo smells a lot better than the seals do. I
kind of find that hard to believe, but okay.
Yeah, it's actually true. I think you'll find it that way.
But yeah, San Diego's beautiful, and what an amazing city. So very, very excited to live there currently and experience the zoo or whatever we decide to do on this next upcoming off day.
Ryan, you obviously have had the experience of playing in many different roles. You've played some first base. You've DH'd a little bit. And there's been a rotation. I mean, you've been in there for most nights. I mean, has it been easy to kind of keep your rhythm, even though it's kind of been at DH, at first base? It's kind of been what you've been doing pretty much all season long, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I think things like this can happen. We have so many good players deserving of the bats. And, I've made it clear since I got here that I'm a team guy. I want to do whatever is asked of me, and I'm going to do it, and be excited about it and pour my all into it. So, whatever that may be, it's definitely a little bit different role than I had in Baltimore. But, I think, like I said, when you have so many good players, that's just what it is. There's only so many spots on the field and so many at-bats to go around. But, I've played quite a bit, and, lately it's been rough, and my at-bats, I know that. But the work is there, and I have a feeling it's about to get good.
Well, you're in the lineup tonight, so we wish you the best, and let's get like you said, a hot streak is right around the corner, and it's going to come right at the right time for you and for us here in San Diego. We're excited to have you 2 months ago, and I know the fans are still excited to have you now. Looking forward to seeing what we do down the stretch. Nice meeting you, Ryan O'Hearn, and best luck the rest of the way, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
You bet.
Take care, Ryan.
Ryan O'Hearn right there started his career with the I almost said the Kansas City Chiefs. It was just on the tip of my tongue.
He's big enough to play football.
Yeah. Kansas City Royals. He hit a home run off former Padre and then Tampa Bay right-hander, or White Sox right-hander James Shields in his very first game. His very first game was at the White Sox, where he is tonight. I think I would have asked him about that. It makes perfect sense, but,
I wanted to know about
didn't
him.
slip it in.
Jason Adam. This is a messed up thing for me to think about. Jason Adam struck him out in the All-Star game, and I wanted to know how angry he was.
That's a good one, too. Well, we'll have to have him back on.
He was good enough.
After he gets a hot streak, we'll have him back on. All right, Padres and White Sox. Sam Levitt's pregame show is a half hour away. We have some daily Gambit stuff because there's a whole bunch of games coming up this weekend, and somebody told me there was an NFL game last night that I might want to discuss with Skraby. So stick around. More Gwynn and Chris is on the way.
You're listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick. So goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play. And the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm going to laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one. So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go. There's a little bit of spice there. It's going. Oh, man. This is hot. Not that bad, though. I still have this side to go. It is getting hot. I'm not gonna lie.
My mouth is like getting crazy. Now it's kicking in. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this. Honestly, it's getting serious. I gotta go with the milk. My mouth is dying right now. Yeah, this is not fun, guys. Never gonna do that again because my mouth is on fire.
Thank you for listening to 97.3 The Fan. Be back shortly. I would be back shortly if the thing will click. See, I'm clicking. I have no idea what's happening. It's not playing any commercials right now. Well, this is just great, everybody. Let me see if I could try to start another one. All right. Well, this is awesome. On the air right now with no help, and there are no commercials to be played. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, everybody? You're getting a real live thing right here. This is real live Matt Skraby. I'm going to have to restart Wide Orbit real quick, so goodbye, Wide Orbit. It's not even closing. I'm going to text Adam, and I'm going to say, Adam, I tried to go to break, and the commercials did not play, and the program won't shut down. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have to do some Control-Alt-Delete over here. Control-Alt-Delete. Okay, I got it. Task Manager. It's not coming up. There it goes. Task Manager came up, everybody. I have no idea. I'm way too generous with my stroke giving. Never mind.
Are you really?
Never mind.
Wait.
I did not mean for that to happen. I did not.
That sounds like a promo to me.
Skraby's giving out strokes. I can't wait to hear that one. I'm gonna laugh for a while on that one.
Nate says, Skraby, maybe you should date her.
You might be a generous stroke giver, but I don't think she really wants to leave her boyfriend for that.
All right, that was good. In full disclosure, I'm reading this. Tony can't gather himself right now. That was a good one, Chris. That was a really good one.
So I saw this at 7-Eleven, and I had to get it. It's called the One Chip Challenge. It was sitting there in the aisle, and I thought, why not? Because I am into spicy stuff. But this thing looks pretty hot. I'm not going to lie. It says a Reaper pepper and a Scorpion pepper. It's also in the shape of a coffin, which doesn't make me very happy about that. It doesn't make me feel good. Oh, extreme heat, it says. I'm going to try a little bit first, just so I don't die, I guess. That's the thing I'm saying. This looks... I don't even know if I should be eating this. It looks like it has mold or something, but let's see how hot it is. Let's go.
Gwynn and Chris. San Diego's #1 sports talk station, 97.3 The Fan. Crisello, Skraby, Odyssey Palace Studios. Tony and Jesse have the call from Chicago. I wonder if they stay at the same hotel for the White Sox as they will in a week and a half for the Cubs. Does it sound like I've given up the chase for the division?
Yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna see what happens. And
yeah,
I think we already know what's happening.
It's not looking good. They're down 3 games with 9 to play, and they'd have to actually make up 4 games because the Dodgers have the tiebreaker. And if they finish second, they're going to Chicago to meet the Cubs. But tonight it's the White Sox, and we'll have it for you with Sam Lovett's pregame show coming up at the bottom of the hour. All right, Skraby. I'm sure there's people that tune in today because they wanted to hear what I have to say about the Dolphins losing a game last night. And they probably think I'm going to just destroy Tua and say that he's washed up and it's over. I actually thought that guy for Buffalo made a really nice play on that interception. He came off his man, jumped in front. He anticipated the play. And, Tua threw the ball. It was a quick hitter. He just had to throw it, and the guy was there. I thought that was really a good play made by a team that wins games. Meanwhile, Miami made a stupid play before that when the guy barged into the punter with a tie score in the fourth quarter. Those are the kind of things that bad teams do.
Yeah.
And Miami's a bad team. I don't take any any brownie points from the fact that they played better. People call it a moral victory. I don't. Miami's record is not 0-1-2, which would be 1 loss and 2 moral victories. Their record is 0-3, and that's what you are. Buffalo's a good team. Miami, at least they're showing something. I think they're at least keeping McDaniel's job alive for a little while longer.
I told you it wasn't going to be as big of a blowout as you thought it was going to be.
Right,
and I understand why you felt that way.
Yeah, everybody thought so.
Because in the back of my head, I was like, man, this could get bad. This could be really bad.
No, they played a good game for 3.5 quarters. You can't make a bonehead thing and run into the punter and give Josh Allen the ball at midfield and say, here, go ahead and win the game.
That's a recipe for a disaster.
Sure it is. And, Tua throws the pick, and I know, that's what people are going to remember. But like I said, I thought the guy made a pretty good play.
The only thing I think about that play was that, and this is someone who's never played professional quarterback.
Yeah.
It looked like he telegraphed it a little bit.
Maybe so. That could be the downside of it. And they would know better than I.
And that could happen on any play to any quarterback.
I'm not sticking up for Tua because I've been bashing him all year, and I'll be happy to bash him more. I just thought that the guy made a pretty good play. I wasn't happy with the interception, but sometimes the other guy makes a good play. And that was the ball game. So
I was
Buffalo
cheering
wins
for the Dolphins.
I know you were, because I, among many of others, had the Bills winning in the survivor pool, and you don't have the Bills this week, so you could have eliminated a lot of people there.
I was hoping for it.
Right. If you haven't made your picks, by the way, in our survivor pool, those of you who are in it, reminder to do so. All right, so Buffalo starts off week 3 with that win. They're 3-0. What else is coming up this weekend, Skrabe? Let's find out in the Daily Gambit.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo!
If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We did not do any bets yesterday. So.
We have had a light week.
Yes.
Because of all the East Coast games.
Last week for that, though, well, I guess they could. They'll have another Central Time game.
We don't know when the games will be in the playoffs. They could be in the morning, because they play those wild card games all day long. There's 4 games in one day.
That is kind of crazy.
So you don't know what slot the Padres and Cubs will get.
I mean, Padres and Cubs seem like kind of like good TV, I think.
I think it'll be one of the 5 o'clock type games. That
the
sounds
prime
right.
Time games.
It also depends everybody who's in the playoffs. Like, will there be a West Coast team hosting?
Yeah,
so that there's a 7 o'clock game. The Dodgers, I think, will be hosting, so they would probably play after.
They're not going to be playing at 9 a.m.
I don't think the Padres will get the 9 a.m. game.
I'm saying like Dodgers at home, 9 a.m.
Right? Yeah, they're not going to do that. But we're looking ahead. Hopefully, we're wrong. Hopefully, the Padres can turn something around quickly. All right, here's what we got coming up this weekend. Let's start with baseball tonight. Padres White Sox, 8 runs for Dylan Cease and Davis Martin. The Padres offense is so inconsistent. I don't know what to do.
Ain't that the truth, Chris?
Right. I mean, I don't know what to do on these. But I'm, just on the thought that Cease is probably not going to go 7 shutout innings because he just hasn't done it. I think the White Sox will get some runs. The Padres better get some too. So I'll say over.
I'm going to go under.
All right. You got it. How about Cease? 6.5 strikeouts. The funny thing with this guy is no matter how poorly you think he pitches, he still gets a ton of strikeouts.
He does.
So you'd almost think that I don't know what his BABIP is and, some of those statistics, but
let me tell you,
I just wonder if he's been unlucky at all this year in the sense that a lot of batted balls have found open grass.
Oh, that's what people have been talking about all year about him, is that his metrics, his numbers are really, really good. The results have not been there.
Right. He's got a 1.32 whip. That's not good for a pitcher of his caliber. So, anyway, what are you going on the strikeout?
His BABIP this year is 318, which is
what does that mean?
Not the high batting average on balls in play.
I think the thing that's hurt him the most probably is the walks. Mixing those in, and
he's walking nearly. I mean, if I'm rounding up, he's walking 4 guys per 9 innings.
Yeah, that's too much for a big leaguer. All right, so what do you want?
I'm going to go over because he does strike out.
He does get the strikeouts. I'll go over also. All right, we got the Dodgers and the Giants tonight. I put this one in there because it will be Clayton Kershaw's last start at Dodger Stadium until the playoffs.
I'm not going to push any buttons because you got mad at me yesterday.
Well, you hate Kershaw, and I just don't.
I don't hate Kershaw.
You do, and that's your right to hate him. I just don't think that when a guy announces retirement, you got to soften it a little bit. He's been just a great pitcher in our era.
I'm just tired of him beating the teams that I cheer for.
He's beaten the teams you've cheered for all his career, for sure. Robbie Ray's pitching for the Giants tonight. I mean, I just hope the Giants can win.
What's the
Padres
bet?
in the hunt. 1.5. Dodgers are favored. So I'll take the Giants. You feel like Kershaw's going to win in the final start, the whole thing, and crowd will be going crazy and emotional. But
yeah,
the Giants, they're 3 games out of the wild card. This is their last shot at it.
Yep.
And Robbie Ray is capable. So I'll take the Giants here.
Oh, as much as I want to bank on that emotional boost.
Yeah, there will be, for sure.
You're right. The Giants are facing elimination if they don't
Pretty
take care of
much.
business. So I'm going to say Giants.
Giants. All right, WNBA tonight, a deciding game between Phoenix Mercury -3 at home over the New York Liberty. I noticed last night Indiana Fever moved to the semifinals. They upset, I think it was Atlanta. So they get into the semifinals after Caitlin Clark is lost for the season, which I thought was
It is always funny how it works that way.
Sometimes it works that way because you think the Fever, the whole team is Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Apparently not. Apparently they have some other good players there. Who do you like here? Phoenix -3.
Sophie Cunningham, I've heard of a million times at this
Didn't
point.
she get hurt, though, too?
I think she
got
did.
hurt
You're
also.
right. You're right.
So
Who am I going to go with?
Phoenix at home or the Liberty, which is the more established team.
The last time I did this, I went Phoenix, and I was wrong. I'm going to go Liberty.
Seems like the Liberty are going to win, but I've heard that Breanna Stewart has been hurt, not at her full strength.
All right. That doesn't change my bet, but
I know. I don't like
dampens it.
I don't like Ionescu. If you wonder why I don't like Ionescu, look at the video of Ionescu playing against some high school kid in a pickup, and you'll understand why I'm not a fan. Phoenix, I'll take. All right, tomorrow, college football, Skrabe. UCF -7 at home against North Carolina. We haven't talked Belichick in a while.
Well, there's nothing to talk about.
Well, he won his last 2 games
against terrible
over nobody,
teams.
but he won them. What do you think here? Can he beat a real team on the road?
I'm kind of shocked that UCF is a 7-point favorite. I'm gonna say North Carolina.
Wow, going
Plus
with
7.
Belichick here. So many people want to see him fail.
I don't know why, but
including me. He's caused me a lot of angst over the years. I'll take UCF. Texas 39.5 over Ryan O'Hearn's Sam Houston State.
Ooh.
I'm going to take Sam Houston State because Arch Manning can't get out of his own way. He's got to be good enough to win this game and bumble and stumble.
By 40, though?
That's why I'm saying Sam Houston State. I'm taking the points. What about you?
I mean, there is a lot of talk about Arch not being that great. But again, the media put that on him.
They put him up so high, there was almost no way he could get there.
I'm going to go Texas.
All right.
They need a big blowout.
And, of course, we got Cal here against the Aztecs tomorrow night. 14-point Cal favorite. We talked about it yesterday. Either the Aztecs go out and do what everyone's kind of expecting them to do, and we go, here we go again. Or the Aztecs change their fortunes and go out and win this game, and everybody goes, hey, maybe we got something here. It doesn't look great, though, coming off that loss to Washington State 2 weeks ago.
And then Washington State, what did they do last
They got
week?
destroyed by North Texas in their next game.
That powerhouse.
Yeah. So Cal's 3-0. You going to take Cal?
Yeah, I can't. The Aztecs have to. See, I did this last week. I wanted to pick the other team, or 2 weeks ago. I want to pick the other team. I didn't. I'm going to pick Cal, and the Aztecs can prove me wrong.
I think that's what you should do, but I'll take the Aztecs because I went there. One more on Sunday. Chargers. Go Chargers. -2.5 over the Broncos. Up in L.A., Chris Ello and Lori Ello attending the game.
Good thing they didn't move it.
They didn't move this one. First time I'm ever going to SoFi Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that part of it. But I will be cheering for Lori's Broncos. So I'll take Denver here. Although the Chargers, they've looked pretty good for two games.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Chargers.
Chargers,
unfortunately for the people that do not like the Chargers, they do look good this year.
They could be 3-0
so far
if they win that one. All right, there's our daily gambit. We got one more segment to go, right? Before we turn it over to Sammy Lev, we'll get you caught up on everything else that's happening out there as Gwynn and Chris continues for finally a Friday.
From the 8-5.
Well, Dylan, I think the first obvious question, long hair, long beard, is have you had a shave since the last game of the season?
I don't think so.
Man.
I don't think so.
That's great.
Why is that?
Just changing it up. Why not?
Okay. All right. I'm jealous of the beard because I'm a guy who likes to grow a beard, but your beard, how long did that take to grow?
I think this is 3 months, maybe.
3 months.
Now,
Okay.
is this going to stay as we get into spring? Are you going to keep it? Because I don't think I've ever seen you. I've seen the beard before. I don't think I've ever seen the hair.
No, I haven't had hair like this since I was 12. I'll probably keep it. We'll see how it performs, really.
That's the key. How does it perform?
That's the biggest thing.
Speaking of perform, how you feeling, man? Obviously, spring training right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers report. This is the time of year where the green light goes on again.
Yeah, I feel good. Working on a bunch of different stuff. Biggest thing is really just getting the body to feel good and getting ramped up. But I feel like I'm on track.
How do you deal in terms of getting yourself ready each and every year? Ball players are notorious for always trying to figure out how to get a little bit better. You're probably one of the most consistent guys in our league. Is there as much a focus on finding ways to get better, or is the focus how to continue on the path that you've been on, which is a guy who can get in a lot of innings every year?
I guess it kind of depends on what part of the offseason I'm in and, what I'm trying to work on. Like specifically this offseason, I've made a little mechanical adjustment, tinkering with some new pitches. But the bulk of it is just getting my body ready, really. I mean, that's the main focus, main priority. So I kind of know where I need to be in terms of like my velocity and bullpens and building up and all that. So I always like to think I'm adding. I'm definitely working on new pitches and exciting stuff like that. So at the end of the day, I kind of know that my four-seamer and my slider and my curveball are kind of going to be my main pitches.
Right.
So it's like no matter what, that's my base and foundation, and everything from there is just tinkering and just seeing if I can get a little bit better.
We're talking to... All of a sudden, my mic over there.
There you go.
Sorry. We're talking to Dylan Cease here,
Don't
Padres
panic.
starting pitcher. I wasn't panicking.
You look like you panicked.
I was panicking for one half.
He made me panic.
Did I look like I panicked?
You panicked a little bit, that's
all right. Well, if Dylan says I panicked, then I panicked. I'm going to have to ask the question about, and I know you've been asked this today, but your name has been a part of a lot of trade rumors this year. I think Padres fans want you to stay here in San Diego. See, right there? How do you deal with that? Because I would imagine that would be hard.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's my second year in a row dealing with it, so I got experience now. It's just part of the business, I guess. Really, wherever I go, I'm gonna make the best of the opportunity. I love San Diego and I want to be here, so it's like if I don't go anywhere, I love it here. And if they trade me, then I just have to go make the best of it wherever I go.
Now, Dylan, you talked a little bit about working on new pitches and mechanics. For you, how long does a mechanical change take to be something where you don't have to think about it anymore?
Yeah, and that depends. This specific scenario, I'm working on an upper half thing, a glove thing. I don't know. It's kind of new territory for me.
Yeah, so you're kind of figuring it out as you go.
Yeah, but it really gets to the point where it feels good, and then from there it's just ramping up the intensity. And because anytime you do something at a higher power, higher speed,
yeah,
it's like a new feeling altogether. So I can sit and train it one way, but until I'm throwing 98 with it.
Doing in game speed, yeah.
And a lot of it, is kind of like learning my body, and then I'll throw a pitch and it's like, oh, that didn't come out the way I wanted it to. Like specifically if I'm throwing a four-seam fastball and I'm trying to throw it just through somebody, but it's yanked, it's like, okay,
yeah,
something happened right there. I don't know, something came off. I didn't use my
legs. You could just feel something different about it.
And then you see the shape of the pitch. So a lot of it's just gaining feedback from what the ball's doing and then trying to manipulate my body to see like, oh, okay, when I do this, the ball goes this way, and just see if I can't ingrain that.
Well, Dylan, I think the first obvious question, long hair, long beard, is have you had a shave since the last game of the season?
I don't think so.
Man.
I don't think so.
That's great. That's
Why
great.
is that?
Just changing it up. Why not? You know?
Okay. All right. I'm jealous of the beard because I'm a guy who likes to grow a beard, but your beard, how long did that take to grow?
I think this is 3 months, maybe.
3 months.
Now,
okay.
is this going to stay as we get into spring? Are you going to keep it? Because I don't think I've ever seen you. I've seen the beard before. I don't think I've ever seen the hair.
No, I haven't had hair like this since I was 12. I'll probably keep it. We'll see how it performs, really.
That's the key. How does it perform?
That's the biggest thing.
Speaking of perform, how you feeling, man? Obviously, spring training right around the corner, pitchers and catchers report. This is the time of year where the green light goes on again.
Yeah, I feel good. Working on a bunch of different stuff. Biggest thing is really just getting the body to feel good and getting ramped up. But I feel like I'm on track.
How do you deal in terms of getting yourself ready each and every year? You know, ball players are notorious for always trying to figure out how to get a little bit better. You're probably one of the most consistent guys in our league. Is there as much a focus on finding ways to get better, or is the focus how to continue on the path that you've been on, which is a guy who can get in a lot of innings every year?
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what part of the offseason I'm in and, you know, what I'm trying to work on. Like specifically this offseason, I've made a little mechanical adjustment, tinkering with some new pitches. But the bulk of it is just getting my body ready, really. I mean, that's the main focus, main priority. So I kind of know where I need to be in terms of like my velocity and bullpens and building up and all that.
ESPN looking up at the monitor. There he is, old Ollie. He looks good. Looks good.
I want to know
how
old
do
you think he is?
32? 3?
Oh, man.
Looks younger?
Then I need to get on with my career.
Oh, he's a successful guy.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yeah, he's one of those hot shots. There's no question.
A nice hot shot.
Very good to us. He's on ESPN right now. He's previewing Dodgers-Giants tonight. And I know we're not allowed to talk about Dodgers or ever say anything nice, but sorry, Clayton Kershaw is one of the greatest pitchers of our generation. Unfortunately, it's been against our team often. He's making his final start tonight as a Dodger at Dodger Stadium. I think he'll get one start next week, and then who knows what they'll do with Kershaw in the postseason. But big night in L.A.
He said
for the swan song of Kershaw.
He said, this is like the best year to go out. Wouldn't last year have been the best year to go out?
Yeah, he could have gone out on the championship last year.
I think that's what Peyton Manning did.
Yeah. It's easy for us to say.
It is.
The one thing
he needed the strikeout record.
The one thing I can't get past on Kershaw is that he's got the best ERA of any starting pitcher in the history of baseball.
Okay, that's crazy.
Since 1900.
That's crazy.
Like the only guys that are ahead of him are guys like Smokey Joe Wood and Ed Walsh, and these guys are pitched in the 1800s. Walter Johnson pitched in the early 1900s. He's ahead of Kershaw. But you know what I'm saying? Has a better career ERA than Clayton Kershaw? Babe Ruth.
Really?
Babe Ruth was a really good pitcher statistically, yeah. But if you're talking about the last 100 years, the best ERA ever, Kershaw. That's impressive.
That is impressive. I'll give him that.
Yeah, Padres have helped him achieve that, I think, over the years.
Lots of people have.
Unfortunately,
I'm gonna go look and see who he has struck out the most in his career while you
What
talk.
team?
Yeah, no, player.
Oh, what player? Okay, you can find that out. Real quick, we had the Schilt thing on earlier as he was on with Ben and Woods this morning. And we got to remind you that anytime you hear Mike Schilt stuff, it's part of the manager's report, which is refreshed by EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft, since 1925. Skraby, what are you going to do if Schilt comes walking out in the third inning tonight to take Cease out in a 1-1 game?
My jaw would hit the floor because I don't think that's going to happen.
I didn't think it was going to happen yesterday, but it did.
By the way, I found out who he struck out most in his career.
Let me guess.
Okay, you're not going to guess.
Give me initials.
BB.
Well, Barry Bonds comes to mind, but let's see. I'm thinking it's got to be somebody in the Western Division.
Has to be, right?
So, because that's who they play. The BB. Yeah.
This guy is very excited that Clayton Kershaw's retiring. He's not active anymore. He just recently retired.
BB.
You're never gonna guess.
All right, give it to me.
Brandon Belt.
Oh yeah, I would have never got it.
He's had 62 at bats. He struck out 30 times, almost half.
In defense of Brandon Belt, that curveball is pretty nasty.
Oh, I'm not
especially
saying
to a lefty.
I'm just saying that is a bad experience against the pitcher.
It's not good. Did Belt ever get at least one hit off him somewhere?
He got 4 hits,
All
one
right.
double.
He had 4 hits,
4 walks, but his OPS is 215.
Not good. Not good. All right. Kershaw makes his final start tonight in LA. Speaking of that, I was looking at this yesterday. We're getting to the end of the baseball season. Everybody knows this. There's 10 games to go. And I always have fun going back to the beginning of the season.
If I could turn back
Yeah,
time.
and I do. And I go back and I look at everybody's projected win totals. And I see where they're at. And the Dodgers are the second most disappointing team in baseball by that metric. I know. The Dodgers were projected to get 104 wins this year. They have 86, so they're 18 short.
Not even close.
Granted, there's 9 games left, but they're not going to make 104.
No.
You know the only team that's more disappointing than them? Who's, further off their projected total?
Orioles?
Orioles, no. They're minus 17, so they are in the running. They were projected at 89, and they're sitting on 72. There's one team that's 23 below their projection. You'll go, oh, when I tell you, but it may not jump out at you.
Oh, wait, I got some teams on the screen.
Looking at all those
No,
teams?
I don't know.
None
don't know.
The Braves.
Oh, duh.
Yeah. Braves were 93 projected. They're at 70 right now.
They're not going to have a 500 season.
No. I think they've only got 70 wins, right?
They
can't
can.
get
That's
there.
crazy. I mean, the Braves are always over 500.
The Padres. You're wondering, okay, where are the Padres? Are they above projection, below projection? Padres were projected, if you don't remember, 85. They're sitting at 83 right now. That means none of us are going to be happy, but that means they could go 2-7 the rest of the way and end up where they were supposed to. I mean, we're not going to celebrate that because we want them to win more than 2 of the, you know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's for a season that it seems like it's been a struggle at times, just down out, giving up on the team, every week. They're going to end up right where they're pretty much supposed to. And maybe a couple of games over that. So,
but I thought they imploded, Chris.
Right.
Right, he says.
By the way, if you're wondering, on the other side of the coin, teams that are way over their projections, the 2 that are tied for that are really easy to come up with. See if you can do it.
Say
one in the American League, one in the National League.
One more time.
2 teams that are the highest over their projection.
Oh.
Going the other way. One in each league.
One in each.
I'll give you a clue.
League.
Right now, they're the top seeds in each playoff. Right?
Top seeds?
Yeah, they'll be the top seeds. Who's the top seed in the National League?
Who's
going to be the number
Brewers,
1 seed?
Brewers.
Yeah. Brewers were projected 82.
Oh, Tigers?
Brewers were projected 82. They have 93. Tigers are not the top seed currently.
I'm not paying attention to the
No,
AL.
I know, me neither. Toronto is the top seed.
Oh, yeah.
And they were projected 78. They're at 89. By the way, speaking of the Tigers, they have some important games coming up here. Their lead over Cleveland is only 3.5 games right now. It was 15 like a month ago. So the Tigers could be looking. People talk about, wow, what a collapse. The Padres have blown it. No. In Detroit, they're probably in some sort of panic at this point if the Tigers let that go.
Yeah. They've been.
And if they fall below Cleveland, they would maybe not only miss the division, they could miss the wild card also.
That would be crazy.
So the Tigers, who, because you just guessed, have seemed like the best team in the American League all year.
That's all I've heard.
Right. They're a week away of bad baseball from missing it entirely. So keep an eye on
that proves two things to me. Number one, the baseball season is so long, and there's so many different
twists and
chapters
turns,
to the baseball season.
I know.
And number two, Padres aren't doing that. So
they're imploding.
They're imploding.
We've been getting them the call from the chat all day. Stop talking about these guys. We know they're going to lose in the playoffs. You guys are just giving us false hope.
I think that's
They've
coping.
imploded.
I think that's coping. Because I think it's easier for people to think that they're going to get crushed in the playoffs than have these high hopes. Even though I go the other way, I have high hopes, and if they if they exit early, then whatever.
What I've decided, I used to do the other way. I'm just not, figure they're going to lose, and I won't be disappointed. You know what?
You're more disappointed.
No, when they lost, I was still disappointed.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So even though I said, well, I'm not going to care, and when they lose, I'll be no, I was still disappointed. So I might as well have a positive outlook, knowing that I'm going to be disappointed either way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to, that's how I'm going to choose to do it when we get down to it.
Hold on 1 second. This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends 11/1. Plus, save even more at the Easy Rewards program at Staples. Now, Chris.
Yes.
Real quick update on Xander Bogaerts.
Yes, we have some news.
Mr. Nicebones should be back on Monday to
in the
rejoin
Padre
the team.
lineup.
He was in an Arizona Instructional League lineup today, but that got rained out in Arizona.
It's raining in Arizona, apparently.
So he is going to, according to Kevin Acee, should be rejoining the team on Monday, which is exactly what they said was going to happen. So that's nice.
It's going to be interesting. I'm pointing this out ahead of time. When Bogaerts comes back, he'll be at shortstop.
Yes.
Cronenworth will move back to second.
Uh-oh.
Somebody's going to be squeezed out. There's no other way about it.
Uh-oh.
Either Arise or O'Hearn or Sheets. One of the three has to not be in the lineup when Bogaerts comes back.
You don't want my answer.
Yeah, I know what it is.
I mean, Ryan O'Hearn.
I know what everybody's is.
He even said it, so we're not going out of school. He said he stinks right now.
He was on the interview for our Friday interview. If you missed it,
97.3thefan.sd.com or on YouTube, search 97.3 The Fan.
You can hear him say that he stinks himself. But hopefully he'll get it going this weekend and make the decision tough. I mean, he goes 0 for 12 this weekend, then he's not playing Monday.
Yeah,
right?
that's an easy
They'll
decision.
have to sit him. But yeah, Arise could go to the bench, which is, I know what everybody wants.
That's you mischaracterize what everybody wants all the time.
Hey, did I call he would fly out to left field with Fernando on third yesterday, and he did it.
He did. That's not really that going all that out on a limb.
Was shallow left field.
It
Fernando scored. It was like behind the shortstop, and Fernando took off.
I was so.
It was a terrible throw by, was it Nimmo? Jeez.
When you can get the fielder and the runner in the same shot on the screen,
you don't
it's
really
too
want
close.
to go. Yeah. But then Nimmo's throw came rolling in like a 14 hopper.
It was very strange. I mean, I guess we do say put the pressure on the defense, and he did.
I like to say that, and everybody should, listen about that. However, when the guy gets thrown out, then everybody goes, what an idiot.
That is true.
I don't have a problem with Fernando taking that chance there because there was 2 outs once the catch was made, and I say try to score. I do have issues when he tries to go to third with 2 outs and gets tossed out to end the inning. That's not a smart baseball play. Those are the differences.
You never make the third out at third base.
There's a reason they say it, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to do. A couple of quick NFL notes before we go. 49ers, Skraby, team you're familiar with.
Bang, bang, Niner guy.
Mac Jones, once again.
Mac Jones.
Mac will get the call at quarterback. Purdy still out. Washington Commanders, Jaden Daniels ruled out. That was earlier this morning. He will not play. Mariota. You know, they have 2 Heisman Trophy winners there, right? Both quarterbacks won the Heisman Trophy. It'll be Mariota, the Heisman Trophy winner, against the Raiders.
I wish I was a backup quarterback.
His former team, by the way, Mariota.
That's true.
Bucks wide receiver, my guy, Emeka Egbuka, hip, groin, questionable against the Jets. Those are some guys you might want to keep an eye on. No timetable on Burrow. He had his toe surgery today.
Oh, it took a little bit longer than I would have thought.
So there's that. And we'll see how it goes this weekend. If my man Odd Thomas is out there.
Oh, I think he is.
I'm throwing out the olive branch. A, I wish you the best, Odd Thomas, this weekend in our matchup. Good luck. You are the defending champion. I have a lot of respect for you. B, please put your lineup in more than 1 minute before the game starts Sunday. Odd Thomas loves to hold off on his lineup.
And you know what?
To keep everybody guessing.
Sammy Lev put up 40 on me last night with Josh Allen and Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah, you're playing the 2-0 world of Sammy Lev. Speaking of, Sammy Lev is coming in here to do the pregame show. It's next. Then Padres, White Sox, then a whole weekend of it. And then we're back Monday to break it all down. So look for you there at 2 o'clock. Hope everyone has fun this weekend, one way or the other. For Skraby, Tony, Chris. Adios.
Bye.